Going to be a fun night tonight here on MLB Network. CC Sabathia is with us, and he'll be in, I guess we call it a booth. We call it a booth with you guys doing these. It's a booth. It's like a living room set y'all are in, right?
Couch, you know
it's fun.
It's a good vibe.
CC's here, and he'll be calling the game tonight with Steven Nelson and Mike Lowell when the Braves and Phillies open up, and Cliff Floyd's in there too. They open up this series. It's got to be fun for you watching somebody like Max Fried, right? The left-handers fraternity. I know you're all thick as thieves, and here we go with a pretty good one tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just the way he can fill it up. You know, he pitches to all four quadrants in the strike zone, and he's super aggressive. So I'm excited to see how he comes out tonight against the Phillies.
And they're hot, man. The Braves, they come at you with everything. And part of the reason you're joining us here on Pregame Spread is to discuss MasterCard's Home Team Advantage Small Business Contest, in addition to the showcase game. But I want to ask you about this contest. So you partnered with MLB and MasterCard for this contest. Tell us about it.
Yeah, it was awesome to be able to partner with MLB and MasterCard for the home field advantage contest. And the winner this year was Harlem Cycle. So I had a chance to go to Yankee Stadium, hand them the check and have a chance to meet the owner, Tamika, which was really awesome.
Yeah, and so you were like the Ed McMahon. You show up with the big oversized check, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about the moment when you gave her the award.
You know what's crazy is like trying to open up the award and read the name. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's waiting. I'm waiting for a drum roll, and I kind of fumbled the name, but it was good though. It worked out good.
Yeah, Harlem Cycle, bicycle or motorcycle? Tell us about the business.
It's a cycling business that people can go in and take classes, almost like a Soul Cycle, but in Harlem.
Got it.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
And she is an independent business owner. That's awesome. That's good stuff. So in addition to the $10,000 grant, Tamika gets access to MasterCard's Digital Doors Toolkit to help the business grow. What else did she get?
And she got to throw out the first pitch at the All-Star game. So that was cool too, getting a chance to go out there, and then they got to hang out at the stadium. But throwing out the first pitch at the All-Star game had to be, like the highlight of it all, I'm sure.
That's as good as it gets. So you were out there over the weekend as well at the All-Star game, and you played in the celebrity softball event.
Yes.
Was there an actual celebrity that you were excited to meet, somebody that you had never met before?
You know what? I just always get excited to see Quavo. Quavo from the Migos. He's a huge athlete. He loves to have fun, and he wants to win every time. So having a chance to play with him is always a lot of fun.
Very cool. Did anybody come up to you in big-time fanboy mode? I'm going to ask you about Poppy here in a minute, but did somebody come up to you with hey, I saw you pitch. I saw you hit
You know what? It was The Miz. I got a chance because The Miz is from Cleveland. He grew up in Cleveland. We're around the same age. So having that chance to hang out with him, and I got a chance to golf with him in Tahoe, too. So, back-to-back weekends hanging out with The Miz is pretty cool.
You know what you should have done? I should have actually thought of this for this interview. You should have had loaded up on your phone the bomb you hit as an Indian in that ballpark in, 07?
I was
into the bullpen?
About that. I was thinking about that. I didn't get the same result. It was a pop-up. JoJo C.Y. couldn't catch it, so I'll take it as single.
Yeah, hey, I want to ask you, we saw you hugging up with David Ortiz. Yeah. He goes into the Hall of Fame this weekend. First of all, your experiences with David as an opponent. I mean, did he ever piss you off and bunt on you, first of all? And now your relationship with Big Papi.
Yeah, me and Papi have always had a great relationship. I came up with the Indians, and he was with the Guardians, and he was in Minnesota at the time. So having a chance to meet him then, and our relationship just grew. Having a chance to face him so much in Boston when I was in New York, he was always a tough at bat. We were always having battles, but after I always get a text. That's the way you pitch. That's the way you play. So he was always a big supporter of mine. And even when I went through my struggles and, went to rehab, he was the guy that checked up on me that whole offseason, the first guy when I came out to come see me. So we've always had a good relationship. So I was happy to see him, go in the Hall of Fame yesterday. It was awesome.
I was looking at your head-to-heads with him. I was surprised that you faced him as often as you did, if only because that'd be a pretty good day to get David off his feet, right? Left-hander matchup, but you guys squared off a lot.
Tito loved to put him in there against me, and we did. We had some good battles, and like I said, it was always a text after, that's the way to get him, or, we would always go back and forth. So it was always fun.
Hey, speaking of the Hall of Fame, and you and I were visiting about this during the commercial, your year is coming up pretty soon. And in the minds of many, including me, you're a first-round guy. So, I mean, is it on your radar at all, or is it too soon to start dreaming about that?
No, it's been on my radar, especially now the last 2 years with, just watching my friends go in, watching Derek go in, watching Poppy go in, and seeing the parties. You know, not so much as, you know, going in the Hall of Fame, but it's just like the parties, and I'm a big party guy, so I'm getting excited. Hopefully it happens, but I just can't wait for the party.
The speech is the thing, and visiting with Hall of Famers in the past, like they start thinking about the speech months, if not years, before their induction date. Are there names who would your speech be incomplete without mentioning? Like, I know there's a ton of guys. You're not going to get everybody right here, but where do you start that list with?
I think the first name I have to start with would be Carl Willis, pitching coach for the Guardians now.
Yeah.
He was a guy that picked me up when I got drafted from the airport, and, you know, it just stuck with me my whole way, taught me my delivery, taught me everything I really knew about pitching. So I would have to definitely start my speech with Carl Willis.
He's a good one. I mean, that gets me into a whole nother thing with you that I'm curious about your thoughts. You know, coaches today come from a completely different pedigree than when you pitched, and certainly when you were drafted. The dirt and the spikes guys are slowly being replaced by people that come from the analytics community and from the labs and the factories that are out there. I know there's a lot of good ones with that background, but I mean, does everybody have to have at least a little experience with somebody who played the game at a high level for you?
Man, I think so. I think, you know, for me, having a chance, like I said, to meet Carl right away, and you said, you know, having him come right off the field and him just giving me that experience of what it's like to be out there on the mound. It wasn't so much just, you know, pitching philosophy. It's just, you know, going out and being able to just beat the guy out in front of you and having that thought in your head so much as the numbers and, you know, the analytics. So having a guy that was fresh off the field, for me, made all the difference at 17-year-old getting drafted into that organization.
Yeah, because you're sitting here, I got to get your thoughts on a couple of things that we're going to start talking about a lot in the next few months. The rules changes, the proposed changes for next year. What does CC think about the shift legislation that you can't overload one side? And what do you think about the pitch clock?
You know what? I'm actually excited for both. I wish we can get the ABS in there pretty quick too. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited, you know, to see more offense. Hopefully, with, you know, having guys, you know, in their natural positions or how we, you know, grew up watching the game. With the pitch clock, I've been down to the minor league to watch a couple of games to the pitch clocks. I think it's going to help. I think, you know, I think guys can't just load up, you know, and throw the ball max velocity hard as they can, take a minute, walk around the mound, and, you know, I think the art of pitching is going to come back a little more when guys have to, you know, speed it up a little bit and have some tempo into their game. But I like both rule changes, and, you know, I'm all for, you know, progressing the game in a good way.
I know you're all for every sport too. I know from talking in the past, you love watching anything that has to do with like a ball and competition.
Absolutely.
So I know you were locked on to the Warriors for the run.
Yes.
Are your kids Warriors fans, or did they get poisoned by the Knicks and the Nets?
They are like Knicks and Nets fans, man. Especially my little one. He's so much into the Knicks. I'm like, how are you like how? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. But the older one, he's with me with the Warriors, so it's good.
Okay. Did you get out there for the NBA Finals?
You know what? I didn't. I actually went up to Boston to catch a game when they were out here, but it was just so hard to get back to the West Coast right now. But I'm so excited that they had a chance to win again, you know, coming back with this older team. And, you know, they still have the window's still open. So maybe they trade for KD.
I mean,
maybe they trade for, they can put the package together to trade for KD.
You got to talk to Draymond about that one. Yeah. You and I have that in common because we're Northern California guys. If someone had told me when I was a kid, and I'm much older than you, if someone had said the Golden State Warriors will be the premier brand in the NBA for a huge stretch of time when they were scuffling and all they had was, you know, Run TMC couldn't get past the first round, I'd be like, you're nuts. But that's what's happened. There's a chance for any franchise in our sport too, in baseball.
You know what's crazy too is like growing up there, like everybody up there was Laker fans. Now it's so many Warrior fans. It's like you see so much, which is great. It's great. But like when I was growing up there in the 80s, it was all Lakers.
Yeah, there's a chance for any baseball team, too. See, it's good to see you, man. This is cool that you're involved in this MasterCard Small Business Program, and we're looking forward to the clubhouse game tonight.
Yes, thank you.